This castle is the final resting place of King Arthur and the knights.
King Arthur, a name that echoes through history and myth, symbolizes bravery, leadership, and chivalry. A potentially monumental discovery has recently brought King Arthur's name back into the spotlight, the possible unearthing of the king's final resting place. Could one of history's most mysterious figures have finally been uncovered? A recent finding might provide an answer to this and change the way the world views King Arthur. The legend of King Arthur. King Arthur is a figure shrouded in mystery. Historically, some scholars suggest he could have been a real leader in the late 5th to early 6th centuries, leading the defense against Saxon invaders in post-Roman Britain. However, concrete evidence of his existence remains elusive. On the other hand, the mythological perspective of King Arthur is rich and vivid, portraying him as a noble king with magical elements surrounding his life and reign. This contrast between the historical commander and the legendary monarch forms the core of Arthur's enduring allure. Arthur's possible historical basis lies in sparse and often contradictory records. Some early texts, like the Annales Cambriae and Historia Brittonum, mention an Arthur-like figure, but their reliability is debated among historians. These historical references paint him as a warrior of significant prowess, but lack the fantastical elements in later stories. In contrast, the mythological King Arthur, popularized in medieval romances, is a character of grandeur and magic. This Arthur is the quintessential king of a utopian Camelot, where chivalry and honor reign supreme. The legend of King Arthur is incomplete without its key elements: Excalibur, Merlin, the Knights of the Round Table, and the quest for the Holy Grail. The legendary sword of King Arthur, Excalibur, symbolizes divine kingship and invincibility. Often depicted as being given to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake, Excalibur is more than a weapon. It symbolizes rightful sovereignty and unchallenged power. The wizard Merlin is as central to Arthurian legend as Arthur himself. Merlin is Arthur's mentor, a figure of wisdom and magic, guiding him from birth to become the king. His role in Arthur's life, from securing Excalibur to establishing Camelot, intertwines magic with the legend's historical roots. Archaeological discoveries. A journey to find the truth behind the legend of King Arthur. Several archaeological sites have played pivotal roles. Each discovery adds a piece to the puzzle, bridging the gap between myth and reality. Tintagel Castle, perched on the rugged coast of Cornwall, has long been important in Arthurian lore. Recent excavations at this historic site have unveiled artifacts and structures dating back to the 5th and 6th centuries, aligning with the era of the Arthurian legends. The finding of a stone inscribed with a name resembling Arthur's and the remnants of what appears to be a significant settlement suggest that Tintagel may have been more than just a military outpost. While inconclusive, these discoveries have reignited the debate about the historical basis of King Arthur, suggesting the possibility of his existence beyond mere folklore. Glastonbury Abbey in Somerset is another site entwined with the Arthurian saga. In 1191, monks at the abbey claimed to have found the burial place of King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. They unearthed a stone slab with a cross and an inscription that implied the presence of Arthur's grave. This discovery turned Glastonbury Abbey into a major pilgrimage site. However, the authenticity of this claim has been subject to skepticism, with some historians suggesting it might have been a ploy to attract pilgrims for financial gain. Cadbury Castle, a hill fort near Somerset, has been linked to the legendary Camelot, King Arthur's reputed fortress. Excavations in the late 20th century revealed fortifications and structures from around the 5th and 6th centuries, the period often associated with Arthur. While there is no direct evidence tying this site to Arthur, its strategic location and the timing of its use have fueled speculation about its connection to the Arthurian legends. The Winchester Round Table, housed in the Great Hall of Winchester Castle, though not dating back to Arthurian times, holds significant historical value. This table, believed to have been created in the 13th century, embodies the chivalric ideals and the legend of the Knights of the Round Table. It serves as a symbol of the lasting impact of the Arthurian tales on medieval and subsequent societies. Lastly, the Sutton Hoo helmet, discovered in Suffolk, England, is an Anglo-Saxon artifact from the 7th century. Its intricate craftsmanship and design provide insight into the period's socio-political and cultural milieu. While not directly linked to Arthur, the helmet reflects the era's martial culture, reminiscent of the warrior society often depicted in Arthurian legends. Each of these archaeological discoveries, while not definitively proving the existence of King Arthur, offers a glimpse into the time when he would have lived and the complexity of history and myth that surrounds him. The recent discovery. In the heart of Herefordshire, a recent archaeological discovery has captured the attention of historians and Arthurian enthusiasts alike. A previously unexplored cave has become the epicenter of what could be one of the most significant findings in the quest to unravel the mystery of King Arthur. The cave's discovery was accidental, uncovered during a routine excavation. Its remote and largely undisturbed location suggests that it could have been a place of significance in the past. The cave's interior, hidden for centuries, has offered a glimpse into a bygone era, potentially connecting us with the legendary King Arthur. Inside the cave, archaeologists discovered a burial site that dates back to a period consistent with the historical timeline of King Arthur. The most striking find was a body adorned in what appears to be elite armor, characteristic of high-ranking individuals of the time. The armor's design and craftsmanship suggest it belonged to someone of significant importance. Alongside the body, various artifacts were found, including weapons and personal items that indicate the burial of someone of high status. These artifacts are historical relics that provide context to the life and times of the individual buried there. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching. If the body and the artifacts can be conclusively linked to the period of King Arthur, it could provide substantial evidence supporting the theory that Arthur was more than just a mythical figure. It could prove that he was a real historical figure, a leader, or a warrior of high renown. The discovery in the Herefordshire cave can potentially rewrite history chapters. It could bridge the gap between the Arthur of legend and a historical Arthur, providing a tangible connection to a story that has been told for centuries. If verified, it would confirm the existence of one of history's most legendary figures and shed light on a period that has remained in the shadows, veiled by myth and legend. The findings from this cave could transform our understanding of the Dark Ages in Britain, illuminating a period that has long been a source of fascination and debate. Debating the evidence. The discovery in Herefordshire has sparked a vigorous debate among historians and archaeologists, bringing forth a spectrum of opinions regarding its connection to King Arthur. Critics of the discovery point to a few key areas of skepticism. The lack of direct historical evidence linking the specific artifacts and the body found in King Arthur raises doubts. Skeptics argue that while the artifacts are from the correct historical period, this alone does not confirm a direct association with Arthur. The absence of inscriptions or specific symbols that can be conclusively linked to known stories or historical accounts of King Arthur further fuels these doubts. Additionally, skeptics point to the vast array of Arthurian legends, noting their evolution over centuries and the influence of medieval romanticism. They argue that the mythical nature of these tales, often filled with fantastical elements, makes it challenging to accept any archaeological finding as definitive proof of Arthur's existence. The fact that the Arthurian legend has been subject to various interpretations and embellishments over time also complicates efforts to link any historical findings directly to the legend. On the other hand, supporters of the discovery argue that the nature of the burial, the artifacts found, and the timing of the burial all suggest a connection to a high-status individual who could potentially be King Arthur. They highlight that the elite armor and weapons found indicate a person of great importance, aligning with the depiction of Arthur as a legendary leader or warrior. Some historians and archaeologists also point out that the discovery could fit into the broader context of Dark Age Britain. They suggest that even if the findings don't conclusively prove the existence of King Arthur, they provide valuable insights into the era often associated with him. While the discovery in Herefordshire has generated excitement and hope for some, it also faces skepticism from others in the academic community. The debate underscores the complexities in linking archaeological findings to legendary figures like King Arthur, who continues to remain an elusive figure. Conclusion: the discovery in Herefordshire invites us to revisit the legend of King Arthur with a fresh perspective. The story of King Arthur remains a testament to the enduring power of myths and their ability to captivate the human imagination across generations.